been the same. Things have changed, can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask, can I?
Hey, could count on my power, hey, look at my dogs. It was way back then, could claim what you saw, but you weren't with us.
It is a cold night in western Pennsylvania as we bring you inside Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with the Baltimore Ravens. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now the second down throw on target. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys? Coming out of the last game to play on a Thursday night. Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
That good for 19 and a first down.
At the 41-yard line.
On the run is Connor. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 37, they work on second and 6. Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Connor. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So here's a first and 10 now down inside the 20. This is Coleman. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. Ebron caught left side. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Completion here to Claypool. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. Coleman now. And the Steelers are going to be set up with a first and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Well, these are not going to be easy on a cold, snowy night, but this one is up and through. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Jackson from the shotgun. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Off a play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he is finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20.
As a general manager, you're counting on your first and second round draft picks to have a big-time impact on your team. But where you make your bones, rounds 3 through 7. If you can find a few diamonds in the rough there, develop them.
This is intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Coleman. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 12 yards there and a first down.
First down at the 39-yard line.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Steelers 7, Ravens nothing.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the play.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Coleman. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 11 yards there, 1st down.
A good carry and a 1st down by James Conner, and this Pittsburgh team is really hoping he's back in form because last year the entire Pittsburgh offense suffered without Ben Roethlisberger at quarterback. James Conner only 715 combined yards, but in 2018, he was a Pro Bowl running back. Combined yardage that year, 1,470. They're hoping for 2018 James Conner in 2020.
They go play action with Roethlisberger. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Kevin Coleman with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment that allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Baltimore.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the 22, Roethlisberger, screen pass to Connor. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Well, that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
44-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit. Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Oh, looking for Andrews down. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And some room to work. There he goes, right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Tevin Coleman with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone. Extra point through the Snowflakes, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half. A first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But There's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
He uncorks it for Snead. Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro safety, Minka Fitzpatrick. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. Minka Fitzpatrick, thinking back to last year, had a pick six for the Steelers shortly after coming over from Miami, and he steps up with another one here. And he's able to put it through.
That's the score. Steelers 31, Ravens 3. Chris Boswell.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. So we've reached halftime here on a Thanksgiving night. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He's going deep for Brown. He's got a man, complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line.
Gain of 50 yards.
Here's Jackson operating from the gun. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone, and that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. And that is incomplete.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored
through an opening, and there he goes. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Tevin Coleman, 75 yards. offense as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category. Now, that deserves a couple exclamation points.
And they've had little to no success stopping him on the ground all game long because that's his third touchdown of the game, and by far the best touchdown of the bunch. They came into this game knowing that they needed to rely on him, and the defense knew they needed to slow him down, yet he's delivered in a big way, and he's been sensational.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
He better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
From the gun, a give to Connor. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On the ground, it's a handoff to Coleman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
And Boswell's kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
And that's caught inside the 35. And the ball is knocked out. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. You know who's winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning in a big way. Sloppy. All all these turnovers right now?
Yeah, well, this was the forecast. We got what was forecasted, and we've gotten a lot of turnovers. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. On 1st and 10 is counter. 20. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Conner with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Steelers. And this one through the uprights and good.
The score, Steelers 48, Ravens 6.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Final minute now of the third quarter. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, he's going to air one out. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway. It's 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over.
38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they hand off to Coleman. Calais Campbell on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Throwing on 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. Eluding the pressure right. Coleman has it here right side. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
On the counter, it's Connor. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there, because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a 1st down.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. After the sack on 1st down, Jackson, he uncorks it for Snead. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Steven Nelson, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at their 49-yard line.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he's going to be down close to a 1st down at the Ravens' 43-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game,
They've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he connects with Ebron. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. On 1st down, it's Coleman. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
At the 24-yard line.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Mike 48, Mike 48. Hey, here we go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He will push his way down to about the 14. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Check 48 to the mic. Check 48 to the mic. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
They will run again with Coleman. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set them up 1st and goal.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They put up their goal at the beginning of the season, and that was to win 7 games, and now they've accomplished that mission.
And congratulations to them for achieving their goal. They have to finish the season strong, but you've got to think that going forward for next year, they're going to jump that number up a little bit higher.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.